welcome to this very special Mix-clusive interview. I'm VJ IE from the #1 music channel in the Philippines, Mix, your choice, your music. And for today, we have someone who is very special to us. We love his songs. He has given us a lot of hits like Heather and Maniac. He has over 5 billion streams worldwide, and now he has a new song out. It's called Telepath, and he's here to talk to us about it and more. Please welcome Conan Gray.
Thank you so
Hi,
much for having me.
Good morning from the Philippines. May we know where you're at right now?
I'm currently in Los Angeles and it is 7:33 p.m.
Well, how have you been? I mean, we've missed you. It's been a while since, we got to talk to you from here in the Philippines.
I've been good. I've been writing songs. I've been working on my second album and it's been a ton of fun. Yeah, I've just been living my life. How about you?
Well, we're good. We can't wait to hear more of your music. Now, Conan, one of the interviews you did with us, like during the last few minutes, you suddenly mentioned that you actually have step siblings who are Filipinos. So we'd like to, know more about that, your personal connection with the Philippines. And you also mentioned you got to like try some Filipino food, and you know about our culture. So can you like tell us more about that?
Well, my step siblings are Filipino, half Filipino, and I mean, I can't claim to know a lot about Filipino culture. All that I can say is that I distinctly remember and enjoy going over to their house and sleeping over and eating spam in the mornings for breakfast. It was very, very fun. That's the main thing I remember.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful moment. And also, of course, Olivia Rodrigo, one of your best friends, is a Filipino. You got to attend the American Music Awards with her. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but over at this part of the world, everybody's talking about your interaction with BTS. I mean, that did not go unnoticed, especially for all of us who are waiting for you to collaborate, especially with V. So can you tell us about, that moment you shared?
It was wonderful. I'd have actually never met any of them before, ever. So it was a bit intense to be on stage in front of everyone. I was feeling very shy, but he's a very wonderful person and they're all very, very talented. I had a ton of fun watching them perform. I'd never gotten to see them perform before. So it was just wonderful. I think it's so fun to see them do what they're so good at and you really understand why they are so loved. And V is just the kindest, and it was very nice to actually be able to meet him in person.
You've mentioned before that you would love to like write the saddest love song for him. And now that you were in the same room and you were very close to each other, is there any progress on that? Are there any talks on collaborating?
We didn't write any songs on the AMA stage, sadly, but maybe there's a few ideas there bubbling up, but no, nothing in the plans at the moment. I'm just very, very excited to have been able to watch them perform.
Well, we'll be waiting for that in the future. But right now, let's talk about how your music has evolved, especially, of course, during the pandemic. A lot of things have changed. You have become from being called, king of sad boy pop before. Now you are the Gen Z pop king. So can you take us through that whole journey of evolution?
I don't know. I wasn't a conscious decision at all. It was very interesting, my debut album came out right when COVID started, the first week, and when we all went into quarantine, and everything has happened since then, just kind of me sitting in my bedroom and seeing things changing and being like, I have no idea what that means, but okay. So it's been really interesting and very fun to kind of see how much has changed, and I've changed a lot over the past few years. I think everyone kind of had a bit of a massive like spiritual awakening in COVID, in sitting at home and things, and it was just I don't know, I guess it was only natural. You grow up and you learn new things and stuff like that.
If you would compare like your debut album to your new music now, what would you say has changed or like improved or developed, or like for you personally, especially visually, you also have some changes there. So what can you tell us about that?
I've had a lot of fun kind of reinventing myself over and over. And I think reinvention for me has always been a kind of slow thing. I like to kind of slowly figure out what I like and experiment in things. Obviously, it's a little different nowadays because I think before I could release a song and it'd just kind of be a silly little thing, and now it feels like there's a bit more pressure to make something. But it's been interesting to kind of keep making new stuff and trying out different things. I think I'm still like learning so much and still slowly figuring it out. I'm still in the process. I could never claim that I've figured anything out yet. So I'm just figuring stuff out, just like every other young person is figuring stuff out. And it's fun to kind of experiment a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, now we have your new song, Telepath. I'm sorry, I think I said telepathy earlier. Still early in the morning here. But can you tell us the story behind Telepath? And because this is such a relatable song, we all go through this. We go back to our past love and everything. So what can you tell us about this? Where did this song come from?
Telepath, the idea for it came to me actually. Uh, it was this weird week of my life where every person that I've ever talked to or ever had a crush on or anything just all decided to text me that week out of nowhere. And it was this moment where I was thinking to myself, why do people only ever want to be nice to me after they've lost me? It's always after I no longer want to talk to them, that's when they want to talk to me. And I think that's a really relatable thing. I think everyone has that one person that just like always comes back around, no matter how many times they leave and are super mean to you. They always end up coming back around every single time. And so I was just in the studio and I was laughing about it with Julia and Caroline and Nilia, and we were all just laughing about how stupid it is. And then we wrote Telepath.
Oh, okay. And that must have been, a real trigger that inspired you. And now that we have this song, can you tell us about the sound of it? Because it sounds a little bit like the 80s. Like, I mean, was this intentional? Because, it's like going back to someone or like
Right.
about the past.
I think to me, it was mostly just the melody of the chorus was the first thing that I came up with. I was sitting and I was like, I got a feeling. And it just felt like it was the kind of melody that needed like this like 80s fun kind of ridiculous production, because the song is ridiculous, the lyrics are ridiculous, it's not supposed to be this like serious like and then you came back to like, it's supposed to be like you're making fun of someone, it's poking fun. And so that this song in particular, I just wanted it to be a bit fun and 80s and like make you want to dance and kind of scream at someone in the car, like that's what I wanted the feeling to be. And so that's why it has that kind of like 80s flair. But it wasn't really that intentional. It was just like, that's just what felt right for this one song in particular.
And are there any plans on doing a music video for this?
There are no plans at the moment. We had a bunch of fun shooting the cover art and doing this whole photo shoot, and that was kind of what our main focus was for this song. We just felt we wanted to release a bunch of really fun photos.
Mm-hmm. Well, now let's talk about one of the music videos that you have released. For people watching, this was also the talk of the town. A lot of people can relate to this, especially the single people out there, which is like in billions in the world. Can you tell us about this song and shooting the music video as a barista?
Well, it's always been this weird fantasy of mine, or I guess a bit of a daydream of mine, to be a barista. I always think that if I just never put my songs up on the internet, that I would have just been working in a cafe and it would have been a very different, interesting life. And so I decided to kind of make this video of me daydreaming in a cafe. And me and my best friend always joked that if we worked in a cafe together, that we'd do a terrible job and we'd probably set the place on fire. And so that's kind of how the idea of the video came in, and I decided to put my best friend in the video as well. And it was just a wonderful, super fun day where we just laughed the entire day because of how ridiculous it all was.
Well, is there a story behind like the scene where you were just on the floor? Because I think I read somewhere that you were actually writing the song while you were on the floor and everything. And did you like incorporate that in the music video?
I think to me, the video is kind of that feeling of, when you're at a place at a cafe and you kind of are watching other couples or other people in the cafe, and you kind of think for a second that you don't even exist at all. And then like all of a sudden they look at you, you're like, oh, well, I forgot that you can look at me as well. Like you kind of forget. And so in the video, I kind of wanted to have me doing this weird thing, like weird things, like staring at people and like slowly like laying on the floor, because I wanted it to kind of show that I was daydreaming, that I was being a little stupid.
Well, it was so effective. I love watching the music video, and we'd love to play it out here in the Philippines as well. But now let's talk about your tour just quickly. How are you feeling? How are you preparing for it? Seeing your fans face to face in person now.
I'm so excited. It's been years since I've seen them, obviously, because of COVID. But I'm just so excited to be able to dance around and sing the songs and cry with everyone. I think everyone really misses being able to see live music, and I miss being able to feel the music with people too. It's so hard for me to understand how people are connecting to the stuff without being able to see them in person. So that's something I'm super excited for, and hopefully I can make my way to Asia as soon as I possibly can.
We will be looking forward to that. I hope you get to visit the Philippines soon. But now we'd like to ask for a special message for all of your Filipino fans.
To all my Filipino fans, I want to thank you for all the love you show me. You guys are very loud, and I hear you very loud and clear. So thank you so much for all the love. It really means a lot to me. And I can't wait to hopefully see you guys in person and be able to actually hug you for the first time. It's going to be a very special day. So I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well for giving us some of your time. Again, guys, joining us all the way from Los Angeles, California, Conan Gray. Thank you.
Thank you so much.